Okay, this is take two. Um, Thank you for logging on to another episode of Gospel Talk Radio. I'm your host of Gospel Talk Radio, Mr. Michael Waklimi. This is season 1, and if you're new to this channel, please tap that subscribe button. Show your support as I bring you more breaking news stories to a computer screen near you. Before I get into the meat of this video, the meat of this story, please check out our sponsor. If you want a free smartphone with free unlimited service for life, simply log on to www.freesalesservicenow.com. Okay. This video is about Ñate Allen out of Fort Myers, Florida. Apparently, a 17-year-old girl has accused him of exposing himself to her. They named Ñate Allen. They didn't name the girl. They didn't name the girl. But I want to know something. Ñate Allen has a high truck. He has a high F-250, I think it is. It's very high. I want to know how can this little 17-year-old girl see if he exposed himself to her. That I don't understand. I think Ñate Allen is innocent, and this little 17-year-old girl lied. Called the police and lied to the police to get this man in trouble. And because he had all evidence marking, documenting every place he'd been that day. And it was impossible. With his schedule, it was impossible for him to do something like that. But this is a prime example of kids, our youth, being raised in a one-family household. A kid must be raised by two parents, not one, because it takes a man to raise a son and a daughter. The woman's there to nourish, to be sentimental towards the child. The man is there to lay down order. And without that, with one parent missing, this is a prime example of what you have. Kids just running amok, doing drugs, having sex at young ages, having babies at young ages, running in the street, getting in trouble, going to jail, getting on probation, and everything under the sun. This is why our jails are packed. This is why our prisons are packed. This is why they say it's a revolving door. Because our kids grow up listening to your Young Jeezys and your Cash Money record artists, Nicki Minaj's and Beyonce's and all these movies that come out that it's not educational. This is a prime example of that. Because our youth try to portray what their favorite artists are doing and saying. When the artists should have sense enough to know that, listen, your fans looks up to you. Instead of rapping about smoking weed, hanging out in clubs and walking around with your pants hanging off your ass, instead of doing all that, rap some educational stuff, but they can't do that because they bond by that contract. of their superior, which is the major label. But it's people out there, if you see this video, we have to start taking control over our family members. If your kids, no, not that, but this is a prime example of that. Ñate Allen, he wouldn't have thought in a million years that this would happen to him. But it did. And the 17-year-old girl was probably either hooked on some type of drugs or psychosis, probably messed up in the brain, doing this for attention, just for a social media buzz, because they didn't mention her name. They just say a 17-year-old girl. But I guarantee you, every major news network reporter is gonna try their hardest to try to get an exclusive interview with this 17-year-old girl. And if they do that, she got what she set out to do. Get attention. And that's all it's about, attention. It's said that Ñate Allen had to go through all of this. You know, he got to go through the legal process. He got to pay lawyers. He had to pay a bail because he was in the jail for a couple of hours, they said. All that's traumatizing to somebody who ain't never been in that situation before. All that's traumatizing to that person. That person got to live with that the rest of his life. Why? Because some little 17-year-old girl decided they want to play on a phone and call the police. People got to think. People got to think before they react and before they do things. But our youth don't think. Because like I said, they Nicki Minaj's, they Beyonce's, all these artists, if you listen to them, what do they rap about? Do they rap about anything educational? No. They rap about Louis Vuitton purses and stilettos. They rap about getting money. What else they rap about? They rap about having a surfboard in the bathtub. That ain't nothing educational. And our youth mimic that. They want to be like the Beyoncés. They want to be like the Nicki Minaj's. A dancing stripper. That's basically what Beyonce and Nicki Minaj is. They dancing strippers. They harlots. And Beyonce is a mother. She shouldn't even be doing anything like that, you know. But, hey. But the Bible says, come out of her, my people. Come out of the ways of the world. When you indulge in the ways of the world, this is what happened. This is the product of the world's doing. This 17-year-old girl doing this is the product of the world. It's not a product of God, it's a product of the world. But you see who was stronger. You see who was stronger. You see who came out on top. Ñate Allen. He said, my church, my pastor, he was strong in the faith. That's how we gotta be. In this world of demonry, we have to be just like Ñate. Strong in the faith. You be strong in the faith no matter what you're going through. No matter what problems you may have. Stay prayed up. And just like the Bible says, no weapon formed against you shall prosper. This has been just a news flash about Mr. Ñate Allen. I'm your host, Mr. Michael Waklimi. This is season 1. If you're new to this channel, please tap that subscribe button. show your support. And if you want a free cell phone, free smartphone with free lifetime service, simply log on to www.freecellservicenow.com. That's www.freecellservicenow.com. Stay tuned, more videos coming soon.